Greetings, peace and power, love and light, beautiful souls all over the globe, and welcome to Self Love Vibes with Lady Lotus. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today, hopefully, I don't be too long. I am a talker, so sometimes, I can go, but I don't want to be too long. I just wanted to kind of create a new introduction video. I had one, but I took down because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this channel. I was kind of all over the place. All of this is new to me, so I can't. I'm just real indecisive. I want to do this. I want to say this. I want to, but I have to stop that and just kind of just let it flow, and just don't worry too much about unnecessary things, because what it will do for people, it will do for them. Who it's for, it will be for. And then that's just that. To reintroduce myself, I am Lady Lotus, and I am a self love and empowerment life coach and mind body practitioner, using a holistic approach, working with women all over to just allow them to show up for themselves in whatever way that may look like for them. Encouraging women all over to pour into themselves, and just to be healthy and happy and healed. Most importantly, so on a self love journey, on a healing journey, on a self discovery journey, just any type of journey to just become better. So that is what I do at Lotus Transformation. And with this channel, I kind of wanted it to be like the same thing. Like, I just want to create a space for women everywhere to just show up. Just show up for you in whatever way you want to show up for you. If you want to become a business owner, if you want to spend more time with your children, if you want to lose weight, if you want to just feel good about yourself, if you're looking for love, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you're wondering why you can't find it or why you can't be happy. I wanted to create a space for women here to give them encouragement, and the support and motivation that they need to understand that we have to first create these changes within ourselves. It all starts within. We have to learn to love ourselves from the inside out. We have to learn to be happy with ourselves from the inside out. Because if we don't give these things to ourselves, how in the world are we going to expect anybody else to do so? It all starts within. One of my affirmation cards that I read this morning was, um, to create the change that we would like to see in the world, we have to first create the change within us. And that is so true. Our inner world reflects our outer world. So if we are depressed, if we are sad, if we're unhappy, nobody else can fulfill that for us. That's just going to keep us on this wild goose chase to just keep searching for this, keep searching for something. We keep searching for. We're in a relationship, we're still not happy, so we get out of this relationship and see if we can find it somewhere else. But no, it's because we don't have it here. We have to have it here within us first, and then anybody else who contributes to that, that is just a bonus. So that is what I wanted to do with this space. I just want to keep you encouraged, keep you inspired, and just to let you know, hey, you are enough, and that you are not going through these adversities on your own. I am here with you, and we're going to get through. So yes, that is what I want to do with this channel. Just building a sisterhood, spreading love and light and positivity all over, because we need more of that. It's so easy for us to focus on the negative things of life, what happened at the job today, or what happened with a friend today, or what happened with the boyfriend, or why you're mad at your husband, or what did the kids do to piss you off. It's so easy for us to focus on those negative things. We don't focus enough on the positivity of things, or we don't always see the positivity of things, because when we're hurt, and we're in that emotion, and that's what we're just talking about. So I just want to just keep us on the upside of things, you know. Um, so I just wanted to talk today about self love and things that worked for me in my self love journey. So first with self love, there are many, many, many versions of self love to people. Some people feel that if they take themselves out on fancy dates or, buy themselves flowers or get their hair done or get their nails and stuff done. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that because I do those things myself. I like to look good, I like to feel good. I do buy myself flowers, and things like that, and that is great things. But outside of materialistic things, um, I want to just create a space to where we can learn to first love ourselves from within, as I was saying earlier, because that is what's going to matter the most. When we dress ourselves up and just live in this facade, we're still not satisfied because we don't have that love for ourselves inside of us. So the things that I just want to talk about and touch on are just a deeper version of self love, healing, um, going through the motions. Um, so I just wanted to talk about on my journey four great things that has really helped me along the way and just kept me encouraged along the way in my own journey of self discovery and healing and loving myself. My first um, my first one is staying connected to God. Staying connected to God, staying connected to my higher self. That has just been and is the most powerful thing that I could even say to you. Um, because when you let God lead, awesome things just happens in your life, but you have to let him lead and you have to trust in him to believe. No, I'm sorry. You have to trust in him enough to walk by faith and not by sight is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. A little nervous, but we're going to get through this video because this is me showing up for myself today. This is all just new to me, creating this space and these videos and things like that. But I'm showing up because I have to be the inspiration to somebody. So if you see me showing up for myself today and my nervousness or and my doubts or whatever, then hopefully you too can do the same and show up for yourself in whatever way that feels like for you. Getting out of our comfort zone. That's when we grow the most. Making the mistakes. That's when we learn the most. So yes, but when we truly trust God to let God lead, um, we truly walk by faith and not by sight. We can, pray and ask God for all these things, and then we're still doubting or we're still worried, and we still just don't have that faith. It's just like, well, why are we praying in the first place? I know the word was you can't serve two masters. So if we giving it to God and we keeping it there, then let's just take actions towards what it is that we prayed about and just focus on that. We can't worry about nothing else. We can't worry about nothing else. So just truly stand connected to God, truly stand connected to my higher self, listening to my intuition, taking that time to just sit with me and understand what my values are and how to keep myself aligned in those values. That is what kept me centered and what keeps me centered and grounded. Um, because everything that we need is within inside of us. When we stop looking outside for things to validate us, then that already just makes us happier and stronger and healed. And we begin to create that space of love. We open up our heart center, our heart chakra, because we believe in ourselves. If God believes in us, how can we not believe in us? So that was one of the things that truly, truly helped me along the way. The second thing is the mindset. Ooh, the mindset. Shifting the mindset. Let me tell you, change. Whew, change is hard. any type of change that you're trying to create is hard, especially when you've been a certain way all of your life. Change is hard. Okay? So, with the mindset, we have to be mindful of our mental diet. What are we watching on TV? What are we reading? What kind of music are we listening to? What people do we surround ourselves with? What are we eating? All of these things are very important. It's very important, and I had to learn that. I had to learn that. I had to stop watching the TV or stop watching what I was watching. I took the TV out of my room. And I was just like, yeah, I went through a period of my time. This was back in 2018. I was binge watching Love and Hip Hop. Oh my goodness, couldn't wait for the next episode. And paying for what was that app I was paying for? I can't think of, was it Zeus? I can't really remember. But anyway, I would even wait for like sometimes for the season to be over and then pay for the app so I can just go and just binge watch all the seasons. Just wasting time watching so much drama and so much negativity. And it was just like, what are you doing this for? You know, this how are you benefiting from this? So I had to change the things that I would watch. I took the TV out of my room and I started to I also started on my own self love journey in 2018, and I just wanted to become happier. You know, I was in a dark space at a time in my life, you know, where I just wasn't happy. I was in and out of relationships, toxic relationships, settling, you know, just because I didn't want to be alone. Working jobs that were pointless and just had me miserable just to pay the bills, and still wasn't even, you know, that still wasn't enough because I was living paycheck to paycheck. So it's like, you know, I'm working jobs with no purpose that has me miserable every day. I'm getting up and I'm already in a funk because I got to go to this job that I hate so much. Um, yeah, and just suffering from childhood trauma, abandonment issues, all of those things. And then one day I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to feel this way no more. I want to. I'm alive, but I'm not living. I'm not happy. You know, I want to liberate myself from this darkness. And I wanted to create change, and that's when I did start the self love journey and the mental diet. You know, the mental diet, just focusing on what am I watching. So again, I got rid of the TV and I started to watch things that was going to keep me again in alignment with the values that I set for myself. Being happy, creating peace in my mind, just creating positive energy around me, peace in my home, peace in my relationship, peace in my friendships. So I started to watch people who was on that journey, people who are just so inspiring, you know, so peaceful. When you see them, you can't do nothing but smile and just inhale everything that they spoke to you because you want that so much for yourself. That's what I aspire to be as a holistic life coach. I aspire to just be that, to just empower women, to just do what it is that you want to do. Create the life for yourself that you want to create because we are the creators of our reality through the choices that we make in our lives, you know? So I had to really pay attention to things like that. What am I reading? I love to read. Oh my goodness. But I was reading again things that were pointless, you know? So I started to read books focusing on what it is that I wanted for myself. And again, that was love and to be more happy. Um, so I did that. I changed the books that I was reading. I started watching podcasts on, you know, just healing. Started to do some self work for myself. Reading self help books and things of that nature. It's a podcast I watch. 19 Keys. Shout out to 19 Keys. I admire everything that he's doing, everything he's about. And he said, he said one day, one of the podcasts that I watch, what we do frequently becomes our frequency. That really stood out to me. And it was just like, yeah, I got to do better. I have to focus on what it is that I want to focus on, because where our focus goes, our energy flows. So if I'm just binge watching Love and Hip Hop all day, I ain't getting nowhere and I ain't doing nothing with myself. Not hating on those who do watch Love and Hip Hop, if it's even still a thing. Um, Not hating on it, but I'm just saying, when you just consume so much of your life to that, it just kind of takes away time for what it is that you could be doing with yourself if you have a goal set in place for yourself, you know? So shifting the mindset, focusing on the mental diet. What are we eating? What are we watching? What kind of people do we have around us? What kind of music are we listening to? What kind of foods are we eating? Just creating healthier habits for ourselves, taking away old habits and replacing healthier habits. I had to stop listening to certain music, and don't get me wrong, I still listen to, I still may listen to some music that I would listen to coming up, but not as much. I really listen to a lot of affirmation music, things that speak of positivity. I really listen to a lot of jazz or instrumentals, things like that. Just things that's going to keep me, because my goal for myself is to just create a positive space for me, to just be happy, to always look at the brighter side of things, um, to just let other people, allow them to, or show them a way to change their perspective of the way they think and how they see, life or their worth or things like that. That is my goal. So I have to keep myself surrounded with things that's going to keep me in that space. I can't be out here all dark and, depressed, and I'm out here trying to encourage others to be uplifted. That's not going to work. So, yeah, so I had to change a lot of things for me. It was that serious. Speaking affirmations, that is something that I focus on a lot. A lot of people have their opinions on the affirmations. Most don't believe in them, most do. I am one who do believe in affirmations. I believe in speaking life. Again, speaking the positive things. Stop focusing so much on the negative things, on the toxic things. Um, just speaking life over ourselves, getting in the mirror every day and telling yourself, I am beautiful, telling yourself, I am strong, telling yourself, I am a positive light who inspires others, telling yourself, I am connected to God. I'm connected to the powers of the Most High. Telling yourself, I can be all that I need to be and want to be through Christ who strengthens me. Like, when you say those things repeatedly to yourself and you start to feel them and believe them, then you can't just go in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful and done. Like, you're not going to feel nothing from that, but you have to look in that mirror and tell yourself, I am beautiful. And you have to say it and believe it, and don't leave from that mirror until you feel it. Until you feel it, till you set that vibration so high inside of yourself that you just look at yourself and smile and you just see pure beauty. So when you leave out of that house and you go into the world, nobody can tell you otherwise. And I'm not saying go be cocky, but feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Remember, ladies, your cells, your body is listening to you. So when you speak that life over yourself, you really begin to feel it, and then you begin to believe it, and you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind in those negative thoughts and those negative beliefs. So I am a big fan of affirmations. I live by my affirmations. I write them down. I speak them. I have affirmation posted all over my walls, and I wake up to that. That's what I see when I get up. That's how I'm starting my day. I'm praying, and then I'm looking around and seeing all this positivity around me. And it works for me. Everything don't work for everybody, but it works for me. So shifting the mindset. What are we putting into our body? If we eating a lot of, oh my God, dairy. Ugh. Um, I can't do a lot of dairy. I am a vegetarian. I'm just very mindful of the things that I put inside my body, because you can feel the difference. When you eat so heavy, you eating all the macaroni cheese, you have these Thanksgiving meals and you got all the macaroni cheese and all the turkey and everything that you're eating, and you're miserable. You're not supposed to eat and be miserable like that. Now you can't get nothing done. You just want to sleep. Your body just struggling, trying to break all these things down. Like, why do we want to do that to ourselves? Let's be mindful of how we eat. Eat more colorful foods. Now, I'm not saying go be a vegetarian. Eat what you want to eat, but eat in proportion, or just be mindful of what you eat. Try to eat more fruits, or put more salad on the plate. And you know what I'm saying? Because when you eat healthier, you feel healthy. Your body feels good. You're giving your body the nutrients that you need, and you're more energized, and you just feel good and light on your feet. And who don't want to be like that to get through their day? So be mindful of what you're eating. Okay, so we talked about staying connected to God and your higher self. We talked about the mindset. So, another thing for me, creating boundaries for myself. Boundaries, ooh, I love boundaries. Um, I had to get to love boundaries. That was hard. Again, change is hard. And I was so used to operating however I wanted to operate. I'm grown. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I don't need to have a bedtime. I can do what I want to do. I can sleep as long as I want to sleep, and I can stay up as long as I want to stay up. But no, that does not work for me. I am a young entrepreneur, and I have goals that I'm trying to reach. So I need structure. I need boundaries. I need discipline. Um, so I had to create boundaries for myself. Um, so I learned with creating my boundaries, to do not do anything that do not align with my goals, or that do not make me happy. If I want to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and my phone is ringing off the hook, or the Facebook notifications is going off, and then I'm grabbing the phone and I'm looking, and I find myself mindless strolling, that does not work for me. So I have to put my phone on do not disturb. I have to tell my friends and my family members, hey, I go to bed at this time. Please do not call me at this time. I have to turn off the notifications so I won't, just hop on the phone and just be wasting time on the phone, and not sleeping, because I need to be in bed by a certain time so I can get up early in the morning and start my day and have a great and productive day. So don't do anything that do not align with your goals. Stop explaining yourself to people. I had to learn that. That was one of my boundaries. Like, I'm not going to keep explaining my journey to you. You don't understand where I am in my life. You don't understand this season that I'm in. You don't understand all this going on with me, and that's okay. That's okay. You're not supposed to. This is my journey. This is your journey. We all have our lives, and we're all on different paths, so that's okay. But what I'm not going to do is keep explaining to you what's going on with me. I said it, and either you support it or you don't, and that's just that. But if it don't make sense to you and you don't support it, don't try to beat me down or make me feel away because you don't understand where I'm at. So I had to stop explaining myself to people. Staying focused on the goals and letting go of distractions. Ooh, this was a tough one. This was a tough one for me because, again, I had to let go of things that kept me occupied during my day, kept me um, wasting time. And again, that goes back to the TV, the binge watching. Um, Men. Man's a big, big distraction for me. Now I'm not talking about men. I'm not bashing men or none of those things. I love my men. Yes, shout out to the men them all over the world. I love my men, but for me, um, and this goes back to me having the abandonment issues, or feeling alone, or feeling like I just wanted somebody to love me. Um, that led to me making poor decisions to just be in relationships that wasn't getting anywhere, um, relationships that were allowing me to just settle, and to just still be unhappy, but just because I had someone there, I'm not alone. But I still didn't feel enough. I'm in a whole relationship and I don't feel heard. um, I don't feel valued. And again, I didn't have these things within myself. I was looking for that outside of me as to why I felt this way, not blaming anybody that I've been with. I'm not blaming them for nothing that we went through. I do hold myself accountable for my shh. Okay. I hold myself accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable. But I just I made poor decisions. I allowed myself to be in these relationships because I wanted somebody to love me. So I had to let go of that. Like, if I have to first make myself happy, I have to first love myself. I have to first give to me the blessings that God has already given to me. You know, my sight, I can see, I can hear, I can smell, I can walk, I can talk. Like, all the activity of my limbs, I'm breathing on my own. You know, those things. I have to have gratitude for those things. I had to be happy within those things. And then I had to learn to love me for who I am, whatever space I'm in, the good and the bad. To just accept myself for who I am, and to just love on me. And then as I started to do that, I started to feel the love. You know, I started to feel the love, and love just started coming all around me. God started aligning me with people with divine assignments, people to help me in my journey, people to that were in on higher levels that I aspired to be in. I started to attract those type of people around me. Now my community is 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 happy. We're blessed. We're focused. You know, we're strong. We keeping each other lifted. Like I have a support, amazing support system behind me. Like, but I had to first create that space in my inner world. To even see it, I was so darkened in my own mind that I've been had all these things. I have a beautiful family who support me tremendously, who love me tremendously. But because I didn't have that for myself within myself, I couldn't even see it around me, you know? So I had to let the relationships go. I made a decision that I want to be alone until I can heal more. You know, I don't want to keep bringing past traumas in my relationships or keep making this guy um, go through things that I've been through in the past that he didn't even have nothing to do with. Like, I just really had to learn to, okay, it's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to be in your solitude. That's when you're going to heal. That's when you're going to, again, connect to God. That's when you're going to connect to your values. What is it that you want? How do you want to feel? What do you want to do? What is your purpose? You know, how do you want to show up for yourself today? So, stop jumping in and out of relationships was a boundary that I had to create for myself. Um, Practicing abstinence or celibacy was a boundary that I had to create for myself. Letting the phones go, getting to bedtime, practicing time management. Oh my God, I suck with time management. And it's still a struggle. Excuse me, because again, change is hard. But yes, had to practice time management and just respecting myself and respecting the boundaries that I set for myself. Because if we don't respect our boundaries, then how in the world is anybody else going to respect the boundaries? So, yes. And then last but not least, the self love journey. Um, as I mentioned, accepting and loving myself for who I am at my good and at my bad, putting myself first, you know, that's not selfish. Allowing myself to feel what I want to heal, going through the traumas, going through the pains and the fears, loving myself enough to make the healthier decisions. All of this is part of the self love. I spoke about all these things already. Speaking the positive affirmations, um, practicing mindfulness, getting to know me, and just creating the life I want to live for myself. All of these things are a part of the self love. It's a deeper way of loving yourself other than materializing yourself with beautifying and covering up the outside. These are just some things that helped me in my journey, and some things that I just wanted to give out to you. So I have to wrap this up. Like I said before, I did not mean to make this video this long, but I am a talker. It's way more things that I wanted to say. But I got to get out of here and go get my child. So I hope this resonated with you in any type of way. And if it did, again, click the like button, subscribe so you can get more of these tips and encouragements that I want to put out there to you. And have a blessed day.